If you're somebody that's in business and you're trying to do some big things or get to places really fast, the number one recommendation that I have for you is to grow your network. I know this is something that's like kind of people talk about, but inside this video, I wanted to tell you a couple stories as how a network has been able to kind of change my life, and then also some strategies that'll help you guys be able to grow your network that I've used to be able to get cool people that are, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years into the career that you're trying to go down, and they can probably save you a bankruptcy, or save you some heartache, or save you some failures or two. So here's the thing, is when I was first getting started into YouTube, once I got into business, one of the first things that I kind of learned from studying a lot of people, reading books, I got my first kind of like real mentor, and what he told me was Devin. He's like, he was showing me his like balance sheets and kind of like the assets he owned and everything. And he was always recommending to me that you need to get assets. You need to have things that if something goes wrong, you have multiple different assets, you have whatever. So he showed me he had like 25 different houses, 25 doors that he had of properties that he was renting out in Idaho. His name was Colby Lampman. He's actually a pretty successful real estate investor, real estate broker out in Idaho. He has one of the biggest brokerages out there. That's a family-owned business. And so what he told me was, like, before I even started making any some sort of serious income, I was always thinking, like, how can I have it to where my money is able to like work for me, and I'm able to, regardless of how things go, I always have these kind of like backup streams of income, or multiple different streams of income to be able to save me. And just because of that one connection, that one mentor that showed me the back end of his business, showed me the numbers, and showed me what it looked like, and told me some real world scenarios, then from there, I always thought about it. And so when I was in a position of being able to, once I got to a place where I was starting to see my first kind of initial successful things, I was starting to hit my first, $50, $60, $70,000 months. I knew at any moment that could be taken away from me. And lo and behold, actually 2 months later, that income went from $60,000, $70,000 down to, I think the next month I made like $8,000. And what I realized though is, as soon as I was kind of reaching this point and I saw kind of the writings on the wall, I listened to the teachings of my mentor, and I started looking for more streams of income. I pretended like that income stream was about to die and move on. And lo and behold, a couple months later, it did. I got demonetized on YouTube and lost that stream of income. And that's when I went to really focusing on multiple channels. And so I have a lot of different stories as to where I met somebody, they gave me advice, or I was starting to go through something that was like, if I was in isolation, it was kind of scary. And the emotions kind of, are a little bit like, I'm uncertain. I've never been here before. This is uncomfortable. And so I find people that are future in the career. Like, for example, one that's been interesting to me lately is, the whole, when it comes to like legal stuff and lawsuits, or maybe even like taxes and different stuff like that. If you talk to business owners, all of them have their story. And so as soon as you start talking to them, and maybe you might go through something, you go share stories with them, and they're just like, oh yeah, they like had this. They have like a whole long list of all these things that they've been through. So go and connect with different people. So that way when you do end up in these positions or in these environments that are like you're unfamiliar with, they can help you bring those data points to your life, and you're able to add a little bit more certainty, or at least just a little, you don't feel like as alone. And it just will help you out so much and help save your mindset so much. So I'm out here in Breckenridge, Colorado. I don't know why, but every time I'm out here, I'm inspired to record a video, shoot some sort of piece of advice for you guys. So now, how do I go about finding these mentors? So I've been doing this for a bit. I've been able to become like pretty well connected throughout the years. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give you the list of like a few things that have worked the best for me, and then you can try to like kind of apply these things to your life. So a couple things that I've done over the past like little bit is, first of all, is just pick one thing and become really good at that one thing. So for me, it's been YouTube. the thing about YouTube is it's one of the like the largest growing, I guess, platforms in the world right now. And it's something that year over year has been growing immensely. And it's at a point where, especially these guys that are older, their kids grow up on YouTube and all they hear all day is YouTube. And so it's allowed me to put me into a lot of rooms of people that are very advanced in their careers, and they come to me to listen to me about the things that I've learned from producing videos with millions, tens of millions of views and accumulating over 1 billion views on YouTube with long format content. And what I've learned through this process of getting to this type of point and being able to do this for the last 6 years. And so this has opened many different doors for me. So then what I do is, now that I'm the expert at that, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You could be the expert at crypto, you could be the expert at commercial real estate, you could be like the loan person, you could be, you know, like the online marketer, accountant, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter. Just pick something where it's just like you provide value to a market or to a group of people. And then what you do is, now that you're known as this person, then what I started doing is I started going to different events. I would connect with different people online, and then once I started meeting these people, I got invited to different events. I got to hang out backstage at some different places just because of the connections that I got. And then those rooms opened me up to meeting lots and lots of people that are pretty successful with whatever the hell it was. You know, I networked with a ton of people in real estate, and then a lot of different like online marketer type of groups. And just, so the main thing is just go find these networking groups. So whether it be, you can go on like Meetup and just find like a local event. In most cities, they have local meetup events that you can go and partake in. So start going and finding those. Some of the guys I followed on social media, they had some events that they were throwing. So I'd always go to those. I'd pay the ticket, the price of admission to be in these different rooms. And then, or I would just go show up to these free events, and I would just put myself out there. Instead of being the guy that's kind of sitting in the corner, I'd go around and just start connecting with different people. And then slowly but surely, different people start to introduce you to other people. And then it starts to become a snowball effect where you start to become the person that gets introduced, or that has people introducing themselves to you. And so those are kind of two things there. A third one that's been working well for me is I love personal branding. You know, this YouTube video that I'm making, I make these, you know, to be able to connect with people, share some of the problems that I'm facing, share some of the wins, the successes, and kind of just share my overall growth and development as a person. Especially, I've like, you know, all of my business career I've documented on YouTube for the most part. You know, like since I was 18, I've been making YouTube videos. Now I'm 24, so it's been 6 years of me making content. And just along this line, like I have people that have been following me, that watched my first videos, maybe not right away, but after 6 months or a year of me starting, have been watching my content, been following me along this whole journey. So the main thing is, it's like I think it's a Chinese proverb says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And so if you don't have a personal brand, you know, this is something that's just like, you can't necessarily expect some crazy overnight results. It's just, like I said, I've been doing it for 6 years. You see the views that I'm getting on some of these videos too, at least at this stage. It's nothing crazy. But, you know, if I get 1,000 views a month, it's 1,000 eyeballs. That's like 1,000 people that each probably know 5 people. And so you just get the right message across to these people, and things can spread really quickly. And so I've converted hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars from just the small amounts of eyeballs that have been able to connect with me. And so now I'm trying to work on ways and pathways of like really being able to expand this, so that way I could really put this kind of like magnetic networking on like a much grander stage for sure. So let me let these guys figure out what they're doing. But anyways, so I've been doing that. You know, I have like a newsletter where I send out, I talk to my people like every single day. Social media, I try to post every single day, and it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, maybe it like goes away like really quick, but it's that equity, it's that relationship, it's that bonding that builds, and it's something that compounds over time that you can't necessarily articulate that experience. So anyways, I just want to share this a little bit of a video for you guys on networking. I don't understand how Tai Lopez does these videos where he's able to walk and talk so well for like 30 minutes straight. I need to get my cardio up. I've been trying to hit my 10,000 steps a day. So make sure to subscribe, comment below if this video helped. Maybe just one person, go meet somebody, go network with people. So that's what I got. Subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Peace.